Hey, it's Brian from SamCart, and welcome to video number 2 in our 3-part series called The 3 Steps to Launch. If you have an idea of the niche that you want to sell to, but you're struggling to figure out what product to sell to that niche, pay close attention to this video because I'm about to show you the single best type of product that you should start selling if you're brand new to online marketing. Plus, I'll reveal the one type of product you never want to start off with. And if you're still trying to figure out what niche to sell to, go back and watch the first video in this series. The link to that video should be somewhere on this page or in the description right down below this video. Okay, let's get started. Hey guys, it's Brian Rain from SamCart, and in today's video I want to follow up on what we talked about yesterday. Yesterday we covered what niche you should go into. When you first joined my email list or my audience, the only reason you're seeing these videos is because you most likely said you're not really done your product yet. You're not sure what niche you should go into or what type of product you should create or how to create it, how to launch it, how to sell it. And that's what I want to do right up front, is help you figure out not just what niche to go into like we covered yesterday, but now that you decided what niche to go into, just like when I first got started in 2009, I decided to go into the baseball niche. Had that conversation with my dad that I told you guys about and decided I'm gonna stick with what I'm passionate about, which is the sport of baseball. If I showed you around my office that I'm standing in right here, you'd see a ton of baseball stuff. It's still a passion of mine, and I'm so glad I started in that niche. But once I figured that out, the big question I had was, okay, what product do I create? I could create physical products, I could create services, I could create digital products, I could sell affiliate products. There's this whole other world over here of affiliate products. Should I sell one of those? And here's what I found. Luckily, when I first got started, I got introduced to this world of digital products, of selling ebooks and video courses. And actually, I will show you guys the first ever product that I created in that baseball business. So this right here, the first time I named this product was called the 10 Steps to Real Power. I had since renamed it, but this was the first, I found this on my computer, the first product that I ever sold. It's an ebook. The quality is terrible. You can see I did this on my own with Microsoft Word. I didn't even have a Mac back then. So this was all Microsoft Word on my original PC that I think my full-time job actually gave me that PC. So luckily I had a computer. I had to figure out like how to get these little, the stitches of a baseball, that graphic in this book. It was a massive pain in the ass, but I figured it out. And you can see if I go down, this book had a couple pictures, had my workouts, had some links to some videos. And in the end, I don't even know if I have page numbers on here. I was gonna show you how many pages it is. I don't even have page numbers on this thing. This is how unprofessional and how clueless I was. I'm pretty sure this thing was probably like 15, 20, 30 pages max, and I sold this thing for 27 bucks. And I'll cover in other videos and other, I talk about on the podcast a lot, why certain products are, why you can sell them for certain prices and why the value is actually a lot higher than you or I usually think that it is. But this was the first product. So this was an ebook, a digital product. The type of product was an ebook. I also made a video course. So this is almost impossible to see, but if I click into one of these videos and I push play, you'll probably hear the terrible background music that I had in this thing. See if I can turn it down. You'll probably hear me start talking in a second.
Stop, drop, and fire drill.
So this is me on video, and I'm voicing over. I think I recorded this back then. It was one of those little what they called flip cams? Whatever they were, little handheld cameras. My brother's filming me in the batting cage, and I'm going through a hitting drill, and we recorded a bunch of these on video. And again, you can see that video was 2 minutes and 2 seconds long. And we sold that video along with, I think we made about 10 of those, so probably 20 minutes of content. We sold that thing for 100 bucks. Between this video course and this ebook, again, I had just gotten started. I had no idea how to sell. Once we figured out how to sell, which in the end was all about the one-page protocol. We followed the 7 steps. We created a page that followed the 7 steps that I teach you guys over and over, whether it's in the webinar that maybe you saw the other day. We create a ton of case studies. We have a product called the one-page blueprint that everything we try to teach is all about this sales process. And this works whether you're on a page or on video or in a webinar or anywhere. We show people how to create these simple pages using SamCart. You can see on the screen back there. So once I figured that out, those 2 little crappy products we sold
over $1 million worth of those products. That's what I loved about the digital product space. In today's day and age, you're probably thinking, I could go into physical products. I could start an e-commerce store. I could do drop shipping where I can find t-shirts or electronics or jewelry or makeup or whatever niche you want to go into. And you're probably thinking, I could go manufacture one of these products. A lot of people are doing that on Amazon now, but they're spending thousands and thousands of dollars. A buddy of mine did a baby pillow, like a crib wedge pillow, and it took him $10,000. He had to figure out how to work with a manufacturer in China. It took him 6 months to even get the product done, and he spent 10 grand. He listed on Amazon. I think he's made a couple grand back. He's spent 6 months, 10 grand up front, and has lost money. He'll be lucky if he breaks even. And look, I believe that business model can work. Let me start with this. Every type of product can work, but what I want to show you is the shortcut. From my experience, and I've been online since back in 2009, so I've been doing this for 10 years. I have, if you add up all the sales we've made, for me personally, between the information products we've sold, we did a couple service businesses in the beginning. We now have SamCart, which has thousands of people on it. I've sold personally over $30 million worth of products on my own. SamCart users, the thousands of people that we have using SamCart now, tens of thousands at this point, they have made, last time I looked, $660 million. And I get to see all of that information. So I get to see, what are people in physical products doing today? What are people in services and digital, affiliate marketers? What are all the different business models, and which one makes the most sense? And not just the most sense for everyone, because everyone's in different scenarios, but you're probably in the scenario where you want to do this. You want to have an online business. Maybe you hate your job like I did. I knew I was going to do whatever it took to get out of this job. I wanted to be my own boss. I want to control my own destiny. I want to be able to make as much money as I could so I could build a house like the one I'm sitting in now. That was what was driving me. And I didn't really care what niche I went into or what business I started. But looking back, this is my unquestionable advice for someone who's just starting out, is do not go into physical products. Possibly start with services, and digital products is where you should end up. So again, the reason I don't like this business is because it takes a ton of upfront cash. You have to work with manufacturers. A good buddy of mine, Pat Flynn, just launched on Kickstarter this little, it's like a handheld tripod. And I know for a fact, because I know Pat, it took him months to work with a manufacturer to perfect this product. They had to bring, get the beta version back and the alpha version back, and tons of back and forth, tons of money up front. And he's doing all of this. It took a year to get this product out the door, probably 6 figures in upfront costs. Now, Pat has the money and he has the time, and he probably had team members to help him with this stuff. And even then, when he goes to launch it to the public, who the hell knows if someone's gonna buy it? So you'd put all that time, all that money, all that effort in, and you're left with a product that you better damn well hope that people wanna buy. Otherwise, you just wasted all that time. So that's why I do not like this road. And if you're thinking, well, there's drop shipping now. Now I can start a store online and go drop ship through Alibaba and do it from China, and I can, there's a whole lot less risk. Yes, there is less risk to that business model. There's hardly any upfront cash except setting it all up, but you have to learn how that business model works. There are very, very low margins. So you could make, I know guys in this world that do $25 million a year in gross sales, but their take-home pay is like $500,000. I don't know about you, but when I make $25 million over here in the digital product space, I keep 15 to 20 million of it, most of it. Over here, you're keeping hardly any of it. So do you want to run a $25 million business just to take home $500,000? I don't think so. So again, all of this is my opinion, but I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for a long time. Services is a great place to start. I started in service business. When I had my full-time job in my baseball site, I had those products made that I just showed you, and I didn't understand that 7-step, 1-page protocol. I didn't understand how to sell. I'm like, man, I gotta make some money. I have to make some money to pay for my, hosting costs and all the stuff that I'm trying to do to build this business. So I started a web design company. I bought an LLC for like $100. I think back then it was called Sidekick Internet Marketing. Terrible, cheesy name, like most people's first business names, but that's what it was. And I charged people, I think it was like $3 or $4 or $5 to make a website, because I was learning how to build websites over here. I learned how to install WordPress and build themes and do all this stuff. So I thought, hey, I know a bunch of people in my hometown that need websites. So I just went up to businesses and said, hey, do you want me to help you with your website? Take a look at mine. It's really good. It ranks well. It gets traffic. So I had proof. This is a great place to get started. But here's the big problem why this cannot be your business in the long run, is it does not scale unless you have a team. So unless you're gonna employ 25, 50, 100 people, this cannot become $1 million, multi-million dollar business. And it's gonna, if your goal is 6 figures, if you're making 6 figures here, you are most likely pretty unhappy. And here's why, because you're doing all the work on your own. I know people that do multi-million dollar a year, service-based businesses. They have an agency that does web design or Facebook ads or virtual assistants. And they might be doing millions of dollars, but they have high overhead, they have high headaches. So like this is lots of headaches. Because you either have a lot of people or you have a lot of clients. So imagine to make $100,000 a year, you're doing 20 websites a year. Like, let's say you're doing websites and it's $5,000 a piece right here, 5K. You imagine building 20 websites a year. That's enough work. You probably could do that today, but you got to deal with 20 clients. You have to convince 20 people to buy, which means, and convincing people in the service business is like meeting face to face, grabbing a cup of coffee and negotiating through it. It's a longer sales cycle. There's just a lot of headaches here. To the digital ebook side, this is why I love this business. It's high margin. You take home 80-90% of the money that you make. You put in your pocket, put in the bank. It's easy to create. Services is the easiest to create because you don't have to do anything to create the product. You are the product. Your knowledge, your ability to create the website or to provide virtual assistant, tasks, there's no upfront cost. It's just you working, but you're getting paid to work and you're getting paid by the hour. So it's not scalable and tons of headaches. This, not easy to create, low margins. And this, again, low upfront costs. I started this business for about $100. That Train Baseball site, I showed you guys the ebook before. Like, this ebook did not cost me anything. I had a laptop that I already had from work. I had Microsoft Word installed on here. I just spent some time writing this book. And maybe I spent $5-10 getting some graphics online. I probably found them for free on Google, to be completely honest. I didn't hire a designer to do this. That's why it looks like crap, but it's sold. People loved it. These days, when we make products, I spend a little bit more time. Here's a book we wrote called The Going Pro Manifesto. Probably spent $200 on 99 designs getting the cover designed. Then I wrote it for free. I used Microsoft Word again or Pages on my Mac. And then I gave all that text to a designer and he put in, all the styling, the bold, fonts and stuff and the icons and get him to design this whole book, which still is only, how many pages is this? 37 pages. That probably cost us to get him to design this $300. So it cost me probably $500 total in cash. And then, obviously a couple days of my time because I wrote the whole thing. But that's for we have $500 now. Like, I can put that money in. You don't have to spend that kind of money to create your first ebook. You can do it for free. Write it in Microsoft Word, write it in Google Docs, export it to a PDF. Does not have to look great. Clearly, this does not look very good. And this still sells today. It's probably sold 50,000 copies at this point. Same thing with these video courses that, this took essentially no upfront costs. This was I learned how to kind of put this little intro video on here with Camtasia or ScreenFlow, which I'll talk about making these products tomorrow. My brother filmed this with a $100 little flip cam, and that was it. Then we just had to build a little website with Kajabi or Wishlist member. So it probably took like 10 bucks a month to build the little site, probably $5 a month in hosting costs, probably spent 10 bucks for a URL. You know, there's a bunch of little tiny costs that probably add up to $100 when I started up front in the very beginning when I was, you know, trying not to spend a lot of money. And these days we probably spend $500 or $1,000 to launch a new product. It's super low upfront costs. And here's the best part is this is honestly probably one of the biggest ones. Everything is fast. Everything here is slow. You spend, like I talked about, buddies of mine that spent 6 figures and a year or 2 of their life in, you know, creating these great products. And in the end, they don't know if someone's gonna buy. Here, I can write up this quick ebook in a week, spend $100 and get it out to the marketplace, create a sales pitch, run an ad, do some social media to get some traffic, and find out immediately if people wanna buy it. And then if they wanna buy it, I go back and I make it better and I build the business around it. That's why I cannot stress enough the digital product business. Either write an ebook or create a video course. It is so easy, and I'll show you how easy it is tomorrow. I will walk you through the entire process, how I create my ebooks, the tools I use, the video courses, and I'll give that all to you tomorrow. The one last thing I wanted to address, because I know a ton of people are constantly thinking about this option is, hey, you know, what if I just sell an affiliate product? I know there's affiliates out there who have e-commerce stores I can just send traffic to, services I can send traffic to, or ebooks I can send traffic to. Whatever it is, you go into an affiliate network like a ClickBank or whoever, and you can go to someone who already has a product done and it's proven to convert, and all you gotta do is drive traffic to them. Here's why, as a business model, that is completely and utterly worthless. This is why, because if this is you, for you to make money selling this, you need to have an audience of people. So pretend this is like your whole big audience. So you have an audience of, you know, whatever, let's just say 10,000 people. You probably don't have that many people now, but let's just say 100 people. And when I say audience, I just mean, you know, they might not think they're your audience, but they're people who, you know, who follow you on social media, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. They're people you can reach with Facebook ads. You have to drive traffic. You have to send that audience to the affiliate offer so that they buy this guy. This guy over here is the owner of that product. He's got his own little, you know, let's just say he has an ebook right here. This is gonna become an ebook at some point. Right here. So he's got his little book, and all you got to do is send people over there, and, you know, let's say 2 or 3 of these people buy his product. So they buy, I'm gonna put a little $sign down here. They buy his product and you make a little bit of money. Well, let's say the product is $100. So he makes $200 over here, and he sends you 50% commission. Not everyone sends that much, but let's say he sends 50% commission. So you make $100, but you just turned 2 random people into fans of his. They bought his product. They didn't buy your product. They like him better than they like you now. So you actually lost audience to him, and you both made the same amount of money, but now you're building, so every day you send more people over here, you're making more money, but you're adding people to his audience. These are all people that when they hear your name, they don't know who you are. When they hear his name, like, oh yeah, he's the author of that book. And guess what? He's gonna keep coming out with more products. So next year he writes another book, and he goes out to these people that are his customers because they're in his SamCart account, or they're in his MailChimp account, or they follow him on social media. And he sells them something else later on, makes another $200, and you don't make anything. And you're just the middleman. You're now just sending him traffic. Why would you do that? Why instead, if you have traffic over here, which if you're gonna go into affiliate marketing and you don't have traffic, you make no money. So you have to make this business model work. You have to have traffic. Why, instead of sending them to him, not just make your own product? I will show you how easy this is tomorrow. Writing this book, creating a video course is so damn easy. I will show you the steps tomorrow. It is beyond easy. It does not have to be as complicated or as polished as you think. Just send them to your own product. You have the ability to drive traffic. Keep the $200 for yourself and build this audience of people who buy from you. This is your biggest asset in all of business. Whatever money you make from these people selling your first product, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, this audience will be worth 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 times what they're worth today. Your money is made in your buyer list. The more people you can get to buy from you, the bigger your business will be. So do not do affiliates. Stay away from physical. Service is okay if you're scrounging for cash and you just need a quick buck and you're willing to do a website for someone for $5,000 or do someone's virtual assistant stuff for an hour a week and make $50 a week. But look at this as a short-term solution to get, if you need $100 to start this, look at that as a short-term solution to do this. But look to this to be the business that you will create online. Look now, we did 15, 20 million bucks before we ever launched SamCart and moved from, digital ebooks and video courses into software, which is still technically digital products. And so I've now, kind of moved business models a little bit, but I did that because I got started here. We put a ton of money in the bank. I learned how to promote and sell products. We learned how to build audiences. We learned the foundations of business, both offline and online. And it allows us now where we could go and do a physical product brand. I could tell 2 of our employees that, hey, I want you to go, I think I could do something really big over here and start this, t-shirt business. Go do that for me. Here's, 50 grand, go launch that business. But I never could have done that in the beginning. And most likely you're not in that same scenario either. So start here and I'll cover tomorrow how you make these products. So that's it for today. Hope that video was super helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. But this is my God honest advice and feedback. I wish someone would have told me that in the early days because I dabbled a little bit too long here. Luckily, this was not that popular when I got started, or I probably would have gotten sucked into trying that. But this is just the fastest and best way to go as far as starting a business. Get started, get your feet wet, then you can move into other areas. But anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
As always, if you like this video, do me a favor, click like, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel so we can get this information into more people's hands. So now that we've covered how to pick the perfect niche and why you should always start off by creating and selling a digital product like an ebook, in video number 3, I'm gonna show you our simple 5-step perfect outline that will help you get your book or course created in less than 3 days. This is where so many people get held up, which is why I'm gonna make it easier than ever for you to finally get your product done and ready to start selling. And if you wanna go even deeper, I made an entire training that goes through my 10-step system for launching a 6-figure business from scratch. We cover everything from what to title your product, what to price it, how to get lots of traffic, and how to start making sales without needing a multi-step marketing funnel or bloated e-commerce store. You can watch that training for free right now for the next few days by clicking on the link right down below this video or in the YouTube description.